Okay, so if you're selling in the world of beauty tech, you know there are certain phrases that just stop you dead in your tracks. We're talking about the ultimate sales objection. But in this explainer, we're going to break down how you can take that exact objection and turn it into, believe it or not, your single biggest opportunity. Let's dive in.
Ah, there it is. That sentence. You've heard it a million times, right? Whether you're talking to a high-end spa manager or the owner of a brand new aesthetic clinic, this is one of the most common and frankly, one of the toughest objections you're ever going to face. It feels like hitting a brick wall.
But what if I told you that this isn't the end of the conversation? Seriously. What if this is actually the real beginning? See, this isn't a rejection. It's an invitation to go deeper, but only if you have the right playbook.
So first, let's talk about what most people do wrong. The flawed approach. When most salespeople hear, "I'm satisfied," they usually make one of two critical mistakes. And these tactics, they almost always fail. It's so important to understand why.
Okay, mistake number one. You attack the competitor. You tell an esthetician who's been using a rival's machine for years that it's actually flawed. And what happens? They instantly get defensive. Of course they do. You just insulted their professional judgment. The right move? Validate their choice. It completely lowers their guard and opens up a space for a real conversation.
And the second major mistake? Oh, we've all been there. It's the feature dump. You get a little nervous, so you start rattling off every single technical spec your amazing new machine has. But here's the thing. Your client has no idea what that even means for them. Does a 12-inch screen solve a real problem for their business? You're talking, sure, but you're not actually connecting. Which brings us to the most important question of all. It's not about what your tech can do, it's about what your client actually needs. And to figure that out, you have to completely shift your mindset. So this is our big strategic shift. You have to stop pitching and start diagnosing. That's it. That's the core idea. You need to stop being a salesperson for a minute and start acting like a doctor. It's time to diagnose the situation before you even think about prescribing a solution.
We call this the diagnostic mindset, and it's all about asking smart, targeted questions to get to the real reason why they're satisfied. I mean, what does that word satisfied actually mean to them? Is it about the price, the reliability, the service? You've got to find the true source.
So, how do you start? Well, it begins with two really simple but incredibly powerful questions. First, what specifically makes you satisfied with them? And then, can you give me a concrete example? This instantly changes the whole vibe from a sales pitch to a consultation. You might find out a spa owner is satisfied with their basic cryo devices just because they're simple. And that word, simple, well, that could be your way.
Now for the execution. This is where we uncover the hidden frustrations, because here's a little secret. Even a client who says they are 100% satisfied has tiny little frustrations. Your job is to become a kind of detective and gently bring those to the surface.
These are the questions that get you past that everything's fine wall. A dermatologist might love their tattoo removal laser, but when you ask what one detail they'd change, they might say, well, the cooling system is pretty loud and it kind of stresses out some of my patients. And boom, you just found your opening.
Then you bring out the what-if technique. This is so brilliant because it helps you create a need they didn't even realize they had. You're not just selling a feature anymore, you're selling a whole new possibility for their business. You're becoming an innovation partner, not just another supplier.
So once you've found that hidden need, you have to prove you can solve it. And listen, not all proof is created equal. The single most powerful tool you have in your arsenal is a video testimonial from someone just like them. Seeing a peer succeed with your technology, that's way more convincing than any data sheet you could ever show them.
Okay, finally, let's talk about the close. And here's the golden rule. You must always leave with a commitment. Let's say the conversation went great, but they're just not ready to buy today. The worst thing you can do is just say, okay, thanks for your time, and walk away. Never, ever leave a meeting empty-handed. You need a micro-commitment. And there are two super effective, really simple ways to do this. First, the programmed callback. Set a specific date and have a clear reason, like I'll check in with you before your busy season starts. Second, and this is so often overlooked, just ask for a recommendation. It can be a total goldmine.
And that second step, it can be incredibly powerful. Get this, one aesthetic center owner who is totally happy with her setup recommended 4 of her colleagues. Well, that one simple question led to 2 new sales inside of 3 months. Your satisfied prospect can actually become your best advocate. So, to pull this all together, let's look at the final takeaway. This is your anti-objection checklist. Think of it as a simple, actionable cheat sheet you can use the very next time you hear those words. Here it is, step by step. 1. Compliment their choice. Lower their defenses. 2. Diagnose what satisfaction really means to them. 3. Find that one hidden frustration. 4. Position your solution to solve that specific problem. And number 5, always leave with a micro-commitment.
So here's the big idea I want to leave you with. A client's satisfaction isn't your obstacle. It's actually the enemy of their own future innovation. In this industry, your job isn't just to sell a machine. It's to be the partner who shows them the untapped potential in their own business. And that is how you turn "I'm satisfied" into your next signed contract.